Everything around women urges them to delay marriage and children so they can have fun and get it out of their system. Music, TV shows, magazines, essays, videos all tell women getting married early is humiliating and oppressive. Amy Horton believed this untruth because she wanted to be a bachelorette in her 30s. Family, happiness at over 40 years old, Miss Horton is bewildered as to why she can't meet a mate. This is not how she intended it. Men aren't sticking to a woman who's slept up with a variety of guys, discovered her worth, and now regrets her past relationships. Amy Horton's awakening won't be pretty. Let's look at Miss Horton's piece titled quotation, "I've gotten blown off by men so much lately that I'm questioning everything. The dating scene is getting worse." She says, "If I had known a few decades previously that things would crumble to this level, I would have found me a good man and barricaded him down. I had no idea that Tinder would come about and promptly create the downfall of good old-fashioned seduction. I hate this new dating world I live in." She says, "I want to do nothing more than destroy all dating apps." And so the fact that she has less options has nothing to do with her degeneration. It's the dating market. Even if the wall arrives fast for women and their attraction diminishes dramatically, they are always the last to notice or acknowledge it. Amy Horton has no idea that Father Time is now recovering his debt for finally giving her absolute power over men for the better part of a decade. She won't figure this out until a guy tells her, "I've never dated an older woman before." Ladies, if you want old-fashioned romance, delete your apps and make yourself more approachable in real life by being kind instead of irritable, looking men in the eye instead of looking at your phone, and dressing like a feminine woman instead of a 17-year-old hipster computer hacker. Girls are always confused as to why men don't approach as much as they used to. 3 reasons. As they're not approachable, and ladies are online giving away their bodies like Halloween candy. Why would males risk shame, humiliation, and possible criminal prosecution to talk to girls who look like guys and act disinterested in men when they can just open their phones? Tinder didn't kill offline dating, Ms. Horton ladies did. Tinder is the digital embodiment of female romance. Girls don't want guys to approach them in public, they don't want to look feminine and presentable in public, and they don't want to prominently declare their interest in men, so Tinder was created to satisfy these objectives. Predictably, women are complaining about it, especially older women who aren't getting as much attention as they used to. Instead of destroying all dating apps, women should start acting like women again. "There are so many options that guys don't try," she said. "It's like they have a huge menu in front of them and can't decide what to eat. If they try me out and I'm not immediately to their liking, they move on easily. There's no need for effort, and it's sickening. Of course they blow me off," she says. "They barely think of me as a human being on just another face on a screen." In her 20s, she had a menu of guys to choose from. In her 20s, she was so preoccupied that she couldn't determine what to eat or who to hook up with. If the men she tried out weren't to her liking, she moved on easily and blew off countless men. She didn't think of men as human beings. They were just another face on a screen. It's funny when women complain when men play the game better than they do. Women will lie to men, cheat on their boyfriends, use men they have no romantic interest in for free dinners, and take their husbands to the cleaners in divorce proceedings. But as soon as one man plays the game better than she does and gets over on her, men are dogs. Everyone praises these women for this brilliant plan, but when we get a guy like the dine and dash dater, it's a problem. He gets jail time and national ridicule while women get a pat on the back. Women hate it when they do not have a significant edge on the dating market, and there are only 2 things that put them at a disadvantage. 1, they run into a dude who plays the game better than they do, and 2, they get old. Amy says, "Men think I'm too much work because I have needs and feelings, and I'm not an accommodating robot. They can find a female online who doesn't require anything of them. I avoid D-bags by refusing to lower my standards, but I'm getting dumped by so many men that it's messing with my head. It's funny when women describe their psychopathy and unreasonable expectations as needs and feelings. Girls are so difficult to deal with these days that it's no wonder dudes only use them for bedroom fun. Young, gorgeous ladies have more dating leeway since they're young and pretty. It's a cost-benefit study. Men tolerate a woman's folly because of her youth and beauty. It's just like sports. The more great a player is, the more shenanigans a team will put up with. Amy Horton is a diva without skill. Guys used to deal with her nonsense because she was young and pretty, but now that she's almost 40, dudes ain't trying to deal with her anymore. Instead of saying, "I'm too old to put up with," she says, "I'm too much trouble to bother with," implying that men are the issue and not her diminishing beauty. Then she complains that there are girls who don't require anything of them. This is a woman who expects men to cater to her just because she's a woman and is startled that other ladies recognize that at their advanced years beggars can't be choosers. It's absurd that she implies she needs things from these men. What's Amy's request? Want men to open doors? You want men to treat you like a lady? Honey, you're approaching 40. You had your chance to constrain what you wanted out of men in your 20s, but now that your attractiveness is low, you want to complain that other women your age have realized they're in no position to make ridiculous requirements of men. She says she's refusing to let go of her standards, and that's the problem. You'll take what you can get because your options are limited. The callous disrespect of men online made me question my self-worth. I thought maybe there was something wrong with me because they found me too frightening and ambitious. But I can't change their insecurity. She blames the worsening of the dating market instead of realizing that she's not worth the trouble anymore. She blames other women for having low expectations and being too accommodating. Instead of recognizing that her company outside of hooking up isn't worth dealing with, she blames men's laziness. This is the rhetoric of women left behind by younger, nicer, more feminine women. I'm tired of men who say one thing and then do the opposite. One minute I'm the coolest, most honest, grounded woman they've ever met. The next, I'm too much for them and deserve better. Stop making excuses and be honest. This is the classic case of a woman who is on her best behavior. In the beginning, like all women, she's cool and authentic and interesting. Of course, she's putting on a pretense, a front, a mask. Eventually, she will show him who she really is. And if she's dealing with a man with options, he won't stick around to deal with her nonsense. Ladies, you can't get mad when you look and sound like a Ferrari in the first few weeks, then moan and wince when he takes you back to the dealership after he opens the hood and sees a Toyota Camry engine. Then she talks about lame cop-outs because surely she's never used one, like I need to find myself, or I'm not being true to myself once again. Amy is furious because men are using the same ploy on her that she used to use on men. As I stated, women love the game when they win, but they detest it when men play it better. How many women do you know like Amy Horton? Do you think it's fair that men are turning her up for younger women?